I really want to say sincerely to the two of you, thank you for making me laugh and thank you for your work. It's really meant a lot over the years. I just want to, again, sincerely thank you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Fred, I definitely have to ask you an individual question, and it's not about Wednesday. I love the sketch, The Californians, and it's made me laugh a lot. How many times do people come up to you and ask you to talk about directions or do directions? And when did you realize that sketch was like, you never know if a sketch is going to catch on. When did you realize that was a special one?
I have a real answer to that, is that I went to Coachella the year that sketch debuted. And some, people in the crowd did ask me, like, what are you doing here? And I didn't understand what they meant. I was like, wow, I came here to see a show. And then I was like, oh my God, they're talking about the sketch. So that was a definite moment. That really happened. And all the time, they'll show me how they do it, how they do the sort of impressions of how to do directions in California. And, I live in California, and that really is what it's like. You really do have to talk about how, still to this day, I talk about how I got someplace without even realizing it. I'll be like, I took Beverly all the way here. Always happens. So that's a really fun thing to experience.
And also you got to get paid for it by doing a VW ad.
That's right.
Yeah, I also live in California, in LA, and I talk about directions a lot. It's not a joke, So this is now going into the show. I really want to say congrats. First 4 episodes, fans are going to love them. You never really know, for both of you, you never really know what you're going to be doing until you get the scripts. So for both of you, what was your reaction to the scripts? What you were going to be asked to do? You know what I mean?
I loved it. I mean, coming into this world, after being a fan, not only of the first season, but of the Addams family since I was a kid, and Tim Burton, who I was lucky enough to work with years ago on Big Fish, and to then come in as the new principal of Nevermore was a huge, undertaking and part, and it was challenging, a little intimidating, but also very, very exciting that I was going to be, a big part of this world. Yeah, I loved it.
And for me, it was just as soon as I read the script, it was funny, but sometimes you forget that something is going to be funny. So you take for granted. You're like, oh, we're going to show up and we're going to do all these scenes. But then, oh, that's right. There are these really solid lines, really, really good jokes that also don't present themselves as obvious jokes. It's so well written. So yeah, laughing right away, right into it.
Well, something I'm curious for both of you. You've worked on so many projects. For each of you, which shot or sequence in your career do you still think is the hardest one you've had to do?
Hardest?
And for what? Yeah, and for what reason?
Man.
You never know, with camera moves or dialogue or a combination of the both.
For me, it's not about the, technically, but, well, no, I'll tell another one. For me, it's about what I have to do as an actor. When I did Boardwalk Empire, that character started out as a really fun character to play, and he was. But as the years went on, it got darker and darker until he had to start killing people just to set an example. And in one episode, I have to kill this young kid, guy. He was, and it was questionable whether he was a teenager or a young adult. But I had to and emotionally, that was one of the hardest things I had to do. So for me, it's about, sometimes what I'm asked to do as a character rather than the technical stuff. The technical stuff, I think, sometimes the more challenging it is, the more fun it is.
Man, that's such a good answer. that's too good. You know what I'm going to do, just to balance it out, I'll keep mine. It'll be a different territory. This is going to be a different side to acting and stuff, because that is such a good answer. For me, my memory of the most difficult time I've had is something that was technical and physical, which is that I'm afraid of heights. And there is a scene in Portlandia that I had to lean over this balcony and sort of act and talk. And I remember that being hard because it is a real fear. It's not it's not something quaint that I'm like, oh, I've got a fear of heights. I mean, for real, I feel it physically. So over and over, I had to like lean on this thing and talk to someone down there. And that's what I felt like was the hardest. So that's an appropriate counter story to Steve's.
I'm already out of time. Seriously, I wish you guys nothing but the best. And thank you so much for your work.
Thanks for the kind words.
Appreciate it.